Welcome to the $1 billion tournament featuring 4 different races with 16 unique traits. This is round 1, game 1 in the round of 16. In the south we have the Fiery Kingdom, the Dwarves, and in the north we have the Silver Dendum Regency, the Elves. And we will have our first round in the Hummingbird Covert. This features a dense forest in the center and otherwise very lush forestry. As to their unique traits, down south at the Dwarves, we got the Dragon Slayers. Known for their capability to take down any dragon on any planet, they get 10 diplomacy, 6 warfare, 4% crit, 3% dodge, and 5% accuracy. And in the north we got possibly the largest being ever spotted, the Giant Elves. They have 50% health and they lose a bit of attack speed, 5%. We'll see if that will have any negative effect on that. On this map, the trees will not regrow themselves, meaning the wood they have is all they will get. But that won't be too much of a problem for the elves, considering they can generate infinite amount of wood. And to speed up the game, we have faster population growth and faster research speed. As you can see on the Hummingbird Covert, we have everywhere a bit of gold spread out. This should help them advance their technology. If they expand, of course. So expanding is important, especially for the dwarves, you know, they need to get to the center and secure themselves some wood. The way each round works is we have 2 games per round. After the first game they will switch the spots, meaning the dwarves will start at the north and the elves will start at the south. If both contestants win 1 game, whoever beat the other faster will move on to the next round. So speed is definitely of importance. And we see the first expansion by the dwarves, Edom in the center, and we already have the elves expanding to the west. So this is a good expanding spot for the dwarves because they secure themselves wood, like previously mentioned, but there's also some precious metal in the center. If we look at the map, we can already see where they have access to. So they already secured themselves the special resource for themselves. Overall, the elves are expanding faster, however. So far the elves have a higher population, that shouldn't be too surprising, however. If we look at their level, we see they are level 4, knowledge gain 2, well, level 4 culture and knowledge gain 2.9. We are also culture level 4, 2.8. The dwarves are progressing faster, even if ever so slightly. If we look at the map mod again, you can see 1 village can still be put in here, maybe 1 village has space there. And of course as you can see, we have a bit of a cluster of different metals, stone and gold. There was also 1 over here, but the elves did expand quickly to them, and we see the 3rd village by the elves. Fast expansion by them, and meanwhile the dwarves still didn't take their special resource. Let's hope for them there that they will soon get to it. We always see the location at the center does help them improve their houses a bit quicker than in the south, where we can see more level 1 houses. If we look at the military, we do have a stone battle escalander, but everyone else doesn't have anything so far. If we look at the elves military, if we can find it, they don't have anything yet. If we take a quick look at the military, they are equally matched in military numbers. And we see the dwarves have expanded now to the southwest. Getting the resources. And if we look at the map more closely, we can see these areas in the east and in the very southwest are cut off. They cannot reach that. And because almost the entire map is taken up, we should probably see conflict rather soon. And this is of course the problem for the dwarves. You know, they both of their southern villages do run out of wood. And while the elves do somewhat, they do get infinite wood. If we look back at the military, we can see the fiery kingdom does have a slight military lead, but population they are lacking behind. If we look at their knowledge, we can see the elves are already quite far into the research. They are now researching harbors, which won't be helpful for them on this map. And they have a knowledge gain of 6.3. Meanwhile, the dwarves are about to finish level 3 housing. Knowledge gain of 3.4, so the elves have a big advantage in that departure, but they do have both research, which the elves do not. Yeah. Now, of course, the longer this game goes, the worse it is for whoever is going to win, because it allows for the opponent to win quicker the next game. If we look at the population, we see a distinct advantage for the elves, both in population and militarily. And if you look at the equipment, we did see someone with a special sword earlier. Now finding him again, it's gonna be challenging. And with challenging, I mean probably not doable. But we see the elves are already quite well equipped. Something that cannot be said with the dwarves anymore. But they are fielding some bows, which will give them a range advantage. They are now staring at each other, probably shouting at the other one that they'll beat them up. Good on you guys. Good job. The problem for the dwarves is they are on the time clock, because at least in this game, because the advantage of the elves research wise will not slow down. And we can see they are 4.7 research speed, while the elves are at 8.3. There are no resetting time. No, the one comeback I could see for the dwarves is if they are deciding to research mines. Okay, it has been 200 years at this point, and they have still peace. If we look at their research, not that much progress has been made by the dwarves. Knowledge gain of 5.4. They have knowledge gain 3 now. But still no mining. And I think mining will be the game changer. We look at the elves in the meantime. A knowledge gain of 6.7. They have more knowledge gain, despite not having a single knowledge researched thing. If we continue to look at the military, we see a distinct advantage by the elves still. Very strategically placed tower. Wouldn't want these damn sheeps going over. Actually, they all died. They still do not have all of their units equipped. It's almost insulting after 200 years not being able to equip your soldiers. We can see a lot of spears being used by the elves. On the other side, the dwarves, stick, bow, legendary bow. At this point, I find it less and less likely for the dwarves to win. That being said, they are both really trying to not win, considering they are both doing their best to avoid researching mines. A war happened. It took another 50 years approximately of sonic speed, but a war did finally happen. Let's look at the two different sides. We see a small military advantage by the elves. If we look at the military, Don't think that much has sense in terms of equipment by either side. It doesn't look like it. And we have a mine actually. It took 250 years for them to realize that mines might be useful. And only the dwarves have the mines. Now, if they can survive this initial attack, if they maybe can force a peace deal, this mine and this one should make the difference. But it might be too late now. It might be too late. So initially we have an advantage for the dwarves numerically in this battle, as the elves are still needing to reinforce. The elves have been completely wiped out over here. This means that now the dwarves have the military advantage. And they are pushing straight for the center, but they are pushing past each other. This could be good, and all the dwarves are on fire. That's really bad. They lost like wait, they didn't lose anything. Okay, they are magicians. Okay. A few people are going back, but not really. And now we can see the elves are everywhere, surrounding the dwarves. We have soon a big battle over here. We can see the third army of the dwarves are not doing anything. But the dwarves are winning this fight again. Problematic for them is that their cities are getting destroyed, and at that their most important, most valuable city. But they have a big military lead if they don't burn to death. And that's a big if. But they are losing villagers, and the army is not doing the army is doing a whole lot of nothing. Meanwhile, their attacking force is burning to a crisp. That's a terrible turn of events. The population of the dwarves, almost only 1/3 of the elves. And if all these children become adults, that is gonna spill big problem. Pretty much the dwarves are on the time limit. They have to attack now. But they aren't. Well, their last army isn't. Meanwhile, the elves are laughing. They got beaten at every battle, and yet they are still winning. Their military is effectively dead, and they are still winning. All the dwarves have to do is attack, and they are moving. But they are not attacking. They moved down to the south for absolutely no reason. And this gives the elves an opportunity to eventually expand. So to recap, the elves lost both battles, but both times the dwarves decided to put themselves on fire and eliminate themselves. Meanwhile, the dwarves did not decide to actually defend their villages and rather sit at the very back. Now, if you are a dwarf supporter, these are terrible news. But this is also promising that maybe next game they can do as well as they did here and win quicker. That's the important thing. If they win quicker, they still move on. The dwarves are scared now. They are building watchtower after watchtower, hoping that this will be enough to deter the opponent. I would speed up again. They are still at war, but currently neither side is attacking. As I said that, they are attacking. Thank you very much. Now, this is pretty bad timing on their part, because they had an opening, but decided to go against it. They are going to set themselves on fire again. That was close. So, I think the elves won. Congratulations to the elves. Because the dwarves don't want to win. This guy is sitting under fire. Meanwhile, the elves are attacking now again. This is the same thing they did this last time. They let the dwarves attack, and then they just counter-attack behind them. But at least they're doing some damage now. But an elf's military is coming and watching their own village getting destroyed. I like how they came here. Okay, now they're attacking. I wanted to say they came here to, instead of, they didn't want to protect their own kind, they just wanted to watch them die. Now, these are your protectors, that's incredible. Now the elves are doing that too? I got it. No, the dwarves are effectively dead. Right? It's like no question, they only have children at home. The elves are about to attack, but every month can make the difference between winning and losing. Meaning the elves do wanna attack rather sooner than later and not just sit there and watch. What? What? The elves are seating confirmed. And here's the end. I think we can speed through this. Maybe the elves are dying from fire. That's always a possibility, but I don't think this will be the case. They can also leave, that's also an option. Wait, they did die. The elves are building up another village here. So there's at least that. They might not go for the killing blow, which is ridiculous, if we're honest. But at least they're taking the newly acquired space for themselves. I know they made peace. Okay. And part 2 is on their way. This should be the last push by the elves. If we look, the dwarves have gone full militaristic, and almost the entire population is military. And they might actually be able to survive this, if we consider their past wars. Now the two armies are kind of linking up, which is bad for the dwarves. But they are able to beat the small army first. That tower is taking quite a beating. No, I saw this happen before. Now they are going here, and the elves, if they survive this, they didn't survive this. This tower is fucking tanking. Jesus Christ. And the dwarves have taken quite a beating on the military, but I think that's primarily down to the fire once again. And now the elves are attacking behind them. But there's a tower. And considering what we just learned, the elves are just going past it. Smart. Wait, what do we see here? Mines by the elves? Right, this is over. That's... The elves have finally learned that mines might be a good idea. The military is now really down. And the elves have almost already recovered again. There goes the last buildings by the dwarves. There it was a trade. It's here 333, month 8. So it was about 325 months for the elves to win this first game. We are off to game 2. This time the spots are reversed. We have the elves in the south and the dwarves in the north, or to be more specific, we have the fiery very kingdom in the north and the silver dendem regency in the south. Let's see if the dwarves can win the second game. Now last time we saw that the elves have expanded over here quickly and taken their resources there. And the dwarves are down here were quickly expanding to the forest, but neglecting their second research pads. If you look at the expansion, they are a lot quicker to expand to their research pads. The dwarves meanwhile already got theirs. And this will be the biggest problem for the dwarves. They really kind of wanna get to the center. This is gonna be difficult, unless the elves decide to go here, might not actually be possible. Now who's gonna be the first one to expand? So last time it was, I think, the elves, even though I said that the dwarves expanded first. We didn't see this one. Will the elves expand again faster? Their territorial expansion is quite big. They can't fit another village here. And they also have the first village expansion in the center. Now the fact that the elves are expanding so quickly and they can't fit another village down here, meanwhile the dwarves have expanded over here, they might actually get a third village up and lock the dwarves in. This could be really bad for the dwarves. If we look at the military, they don't have anyone equipped just yet. Neither do the dwarves. Military, the elves are bigger. And we already have the third village by the elves. Over in the east. It's fitting over here in the small, but this won't be the biggest village, meaning we can at least expect one, maybe two more villages. There's still 2 gold deposits for the elves. But it seems like that the village for the time being has reached their limits. This start has been pretty bad by the dwarves. We already see that the elves are starving, so they should build up some farms any day now. Oh, and we have a very early war. The elves have decided to attack the dwarves, and both sides are kind of starving. I should turn down the speed. I already think that okay, I'm wrong. I was about to say the elves probably already won this, but they are completely getting destroyed. This could, and we have a second bet here, this could be really good for the dwarves. That they get forced into this war, because I don't think that they would have declared the war. Now they have to win the battle over here. Now are they winning the battle here? Elves are dying, we can see that due to the trees being spawned, and I think they are fixing. Militarily, they have completely annihilated the elves. Now the dwarves have to attack. And that's the opposite of attacking. And this is the opening the dwarves needed. This could be a fast one. We are only 60 years into the game. Now if this unit would start helping. What's the health situation? Okay, they are technically starving. 66. There are animals here, but they are unclaimed, so they can't kill them. And this is some serious damage to the population of the elves, and much more. If this civilization, if this village gets destroyed, even if they make peace, if the dwarves settle here, they suddenly have food, and they desperately need that. If we look at the military, now they are rebuilding. They have a military strength of 10 again, but they had the military advantage, at least in terms of quantity, and they got annihilated. So it probably won't make much of a difference. There are 2 people left. Now this is of course terrible for them. As long as this village is here, they can't, even if it's completely destroyed, they can't settle here. So, okay, now it's destroyed. This is huge. If they're gonna settle here now, that would be extremely huge. Okay, there's the military by. They punched them over the cliff. Luckily for them, that unit didn't decide to like kill population, and the population has taken a severe hit, and the dwarves are expanding, but not at the correct spot. As I would say that. Not at the correct spot. If these units would just attack, but they won't. How much health do they have? 27. 5. About to die. This guy, 99, the guy just died. He's like the last one now. But this military force is going to attack, destroying this village. There's nobody defending. If you look at the military score, we still see 30 to 11. A slight population lead, nothing too huge. And the bad thing for the elves are, if they wanna win, they have to survive for another 300 years. And right now, that doesn't look likely. Look at the military of the elves, we see a whole lot of nothing. Let's go back to the dwarves. This is another... Oh, the elves are defending. They are going. No, will they be successful in the attack? I would personally be pessimistic about that. But they have to. They have to defend. Now, good for them is that the entire dwarves military is not combined. But it seems like the elves military is getting... Ah! I'm wrong. It's a close fight, but the elves are actually winning. The elves have defended. And with minimal losses at that. The elves have already taken massive losses in terms of population and military defeats. So far in both series, in fact, they have suffered military defeat after military defeat. But they are holding on to dear life for now. Well, they are now counter-attacking and there's nobody defending. Well, aside from 2 units, there are plenty enough to deal with this. I think it's a good time to look at research. We see the elves once again going for the same build order. 3.6 knowledge gain. We compare that to the dwarves. 3.2, almost the same. A difference to them this time is they didn't go for both. I mean, it seemed to have had a positive effect considering they had a much better start. Granted, however, the elves were the aggressors here. One villager has explored too far into the forest, getting immediate punished for that. And another villager suffering the wrath of the dwarves. And I thought the elves are going... Oh, they are going. And this is an important fight for the elves. They probably tried to expand over here, but the elves are losing. The elves got absolutely handled. They still have a military force here. Now this should be too much for the dwarves to handle the future dwarves. Yeah, that's too much. That guy is going across the cliffs, back and forth. And there the last offensively placed dwarves go. 5. And the dwarves are now attacking. This might break the camel's back. I think that was the saying. And we have like 4 defenders, it's not gonna be enough. And they aren't even equipped. I mean, the guy with the stone sword is sitting there. Yeah, this is bad. This is gonna free up definitely space if this village goes down for the dwarves to expand. And we are only 80 years into the game. We only have 2 games. This is the second game. And if both parties win, meaning the dwarves and the elves, whoever won faster will move on. And so far the dwarves are much faster. Well, this one villager that is still alive apparently here technically still gives the elves hope because they have a lot of claim over here. That doesn't really change the fact that their military is getting absolutely destroyed. 51-3. That's extremely one-sided. At this point, it borders a miracle for the elves to come out on top. Now they might be able to beat these couple of attackers back. They are all spread out, so they have a lot of 3v1s where they can take them out one by one. The thing is, all that it takes is for the dwarves to kill themselves in the fire. And the elves could still win. No, I meant to say all it takes is for the dwarves to send one of their armies, but I'm not really surprised by this. This one villager might single-handedly give them hope. The dwarves cannot expand because of that one villager, wherever he might be. No, whoever threw this Molotov, it must be bordering stupidity. The dwarves desperately need wood. And what are they doing? Burning down their forest. Or maybe I cannot understand the genius behind this miraculous play. It could also be that. No, the elves wanna desperately make peace with the dwarves, but I would be doubtful of how long that peace would last, let alone their ability to defend themselves. It might be worthwhile for them to use the dwarf strategy of just massing towers. Now I would be embarrassed if I lost to dwarves, like they are repeatedly setting themselves on fire. I think we can speed up the game again. 66-3. They have more military than the elves have population. That's... If there ever was a time to doubt the elves' ability to win this, it might be now. Okay. The dwarves are setting up for a defense, for an attack. The opposite of defense. Now there's still hope for the elves to defend this, even though they have no military. Actually, they do have a small military now. Which is the dwarves simply killing themselves. Or stopping the attack. That also works. But they are kind of trickling in. The elves have a numerical advantage initially. Huh? The fuck was that? I don't know what that was. But if they are winning this battle, I won't doubt it. Okay, I'm never doubting that again. They literally just ran past the attackers, and with that miraculous strategy, they won the battle. I don't know how that works, but it works, so I shouldn't question it, and neither should you. They probably figured out if we can't beat them in a battle, just run past them and never have a battle. Pretty smart. And they made peace. They are literal geniuses. I think the fact that they ran past the dwarves just broke their morale. And they are like, nah, we cannot deal with that. An opponent that doesn't even fight us? No, there is peace for now. I would seriously question for how long. Guess we can in one last time check the technology. Nothing too special. The get Wilson obviously always helped. And what? Okay, let's look back. As you can see, it has been a bit of an advancement. Nothing more to research because we are now 1000 years into the game, meaning the dwarves are out of the tournament. Some of these dwarves at this point became immortal, living for 279 years. Not entirely sure how you get immortal, but anyway, congratulations to the elves. I think I'm gonna run the game overnight and see if they naturally declare the war. But you will see that in as a timelapse after this. If you wanna support me, click on the Patreon link. Any support is appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe. That's all helps me with the algorithms. And I'll see you in game 2 between Olive Ziko Monarchy against the Royal Yoroso Regency. I have no idea how to pronounce that. But I'll see you there. Bye.